It is 2 o'clock. Good afternoon to all.
Good afternoon, ma'am. A few minutes, I would like to just give a small introduction about you.
Okay, no problem.
Yes. Good afternoon, everyone. It's my pleasure to welcome the speaker for today's session, Dr. Jayashri Dixit, Principal in charge of NH Patel College of Education, Anand, Gujarat. She has 20 plus years of teaching experience. To her credit, she is the first rank holder in B.Ed and MA degree program. Also, she has received Best Research Paper Award in National Level Seminar. She has published 3 books and 25 research articles. On the lighter side, she is a notable essay writer. Her contribution in international conference, national seminar, and workshop accounts to 200 in number. I welcome you, ma'am, for this session. Also, I welcome all the participants for this final day of FDP. Thank you. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, madam, for giving such a nice introduction of mine. I am the same sailor of the boat in which you all are sailing. So I am not a resource person. I too still is a student in teacher education field. So without wasting much more time, because we have only one are to discuss the topics given to me, types of research. So, once again, uh, good afternoon to all the intellects which are joining in today's session. Uh, are you comfortable in Hindi also or not? So I use both the language English as well as Hindi. So my topic
No, ma'am.
is
Ma'am, only English only. All the people will speak in English only. No, we don't know
okay.
Hindi.
So you are not comfortable with Hindi.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Okay. And we Gujarati people are not much more comfortable in English, but I try that I communicate with you, and what I want to convey, you may understand. So, given topic to me is types of research. I think you are from engineering branch, and this topic is very vast topic. And I am from teacher education. So, in engineering branch, the data collection and the topics are different from teacher education and humanities. But I don't think that the branch should be a barrier because research is research. Either it is in humanities, in teacher education field, or in engineering. So, first of all, what is research? I want to discuss about research. So many people think that re and search, it means searching again. But the interpretation of searching again is wrong. There is no searching again. Research coming from a French word re and searchier. R-E-R and C-E-R-C-H-I-E-R, searchier. Researchier. It's a French word. That means re means deliberately and searching means to find out. Forcefully, intensely, attentively, when we search, then it is called research. It is not like that research is searching again, but research means to find out something we attentively do the process, we attentively, willingly, forcefully, we think about it and the process occur and we find something new. It is called research. Now we come on the today's topic, types of research. I share my screen and you will see the PPTs which I make from some references. Do you show my screen? Yes or
Screen is
no?
not visible, ma'am.
Screen is not visible.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Screen is visible.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay, okay. Okay. Now, types of research. I earlier discussed what is research. Research is about using established method to investigate a problem or question in detail with the aim of generating new knowledge about it. So, as I discuss with you that when we willingly, attentively, forcefully want to find something, then it is research. It is a method to investigate a problem. There are some problems when we have facing problems, we found solution. Again, some problems occur. We again try to find out the solution. In this way, the process is going on. And after the process, you know very well, you are the students or faculties of engineering branch, that the process, in process, some input is there, then process occur, and then some output we gain. In between the process, we do some steps, some concepts, some hypothesis, and then we gain something new. It is a tool for scientific advancement. It is just a tool. What we want to find out, what we want to achieve. Why to know about research? Why to know about different types of research? Because which type of finding we want, it is allow you to give you a better plan of your project, utilize the proper methodology. In engineering, methodology are different. In humanities, methods are different. In medicine, techniques and methods are different. So for each branch, there is no similarity in any other branches. So we have to know about research. There are so many types of research, and the classification of research is based on, first of all, their objectives, then depth of the study, then the data which we collected, which we analyze. Research is based on analyzed data, then time required. Some research are very, very long time research. Some are, it may be finished in 1 hour, in 1 week, in 1 month, and 1 year. So time required to conduct the research, and some other factors one by one. And in brief, I want to discuss about different types of research. First one, we discuss that according to the purpose, according to the objective research, there are two types of research. First one is theoretical research. We also known pure or basic or fundamental research. Moolgat Sanshodhan, fundamental. It is focused on generating knowledge, practical application of knowledge. We know when physics stops, metaphysics starts. So generating, acquiring knowledge oriented towards the formulation of theories, principles, formulas in maths. These all are fundamental research. I want to give an example that Newton has found law of gravitation. That means before the invention of gravitational law of gravitation, there is no gravitation? No, it is there. Gravitation is always on the earth. When the apple fall from the tree, it goes down always. But we don't know, due to gravitation, force of gravitation, the earth pulls the object to the earth. So this is invented first by Newton. So it is a fundamental research. Then Newton invented law of motions. Before that, law of motion is there, but we don't know that this is the law of motion. Same Archimedes has found Archimedes law, then Pascal, and so many theories and principles in science and maths. Pythagoras has given AC square equal to AB square plus BC square. Is it possible that before Pythagoras invented this theorem, it is not existing? No, it is existing, but we don't know. So first of all, it is invented by Pythagoras. First of all, it is invented by Newton, invented by Pascal. So it is called fundamental research. It is based on documentary analysis, development of mathematical formulas. These all are the simple examples of basic, fundamental, or pure research. Especially in science, pure research is occurred. Due to this, we invented so many things related with this fundamental research. Then, according to the purpose, second one is applied research. Draws on theory to generate practical scientific knowledge. It is used in STEM. You all are in this field, engineering or computer science or medicine. So the use of pure or fundamental research is used in applied research. Newton has invented law of motion, third law of motion, but it is used in rocket technology. Then it is applied research. Pascal has found basic fundamental invention, but it is used in different way. Archimedes invented the law of Archimedes. The buoyant force is used in different technology. So technology based on science, scientific research. And scientific research is fundamental research and it is used by technocrat. Then and then it is applied research. It is used in STEM field, you know very well. Research, two aspects of applied research, technological applied research and scientific applied research. It is based on knowledge or result obtained through theoretical part. The scientist has given the law. The scientist invented formulas, principles, theories, and some technocrats applied this formula, this law of different scientists in technical way. So it is applied research. Einstein has given E equal to mc square, but it is used in nuclear fusion, in nuclear weapons, then it is applied research. So scientist has invented something new, which is not created ago. And the other people, the technocrat, use this knowledge to do the different type of technical aspect. Then and then it is applied research. Second thing, first we have cleared based on objectives. There are two research. One is basic or fundamental research. Another one is applied research. And another third one I have not mentioned in my slide is action research. Because most of action research is used in humanities and in engineering too. When you use the applied research, some obstacles are there, some problems are there, and it is related with your work. Then you find out the solution of that problem, and that one is being an action research. In my field, teacher education, if I teaching my students in class and if I found some problems that students are not interested in the class, students are not interested in math subject, students handwriting are not good, then that is the problem of mine. which I face in my classroom. Then I try to find out the solution of that problem. And that is my action research. Similarly, you engineering students also found some problems when you applied research is done in your workshop, in your some project. Then you find some solution for that. You remember that movie Three Idiots, in which one fellow Lobo is trying to uh, trying to solve the problem of his uh, project, that the plane or that drone camera was not working at that time in that movie, and then other students help him. So that one is action research. When you found some problem in your day-to-day work, then you found the solution with yourself. This also according to the purpose. So the first one is according to the purpose, according to the object. There are three types of research. First one is basic research, second one is applied research, and third one is action research. Now, according to the depth of the scope, which are the scope? So there are four categories: exploratory, descriptive, explanatory, and co-relational research. So first one is exploratory, to explore something. It is a preliminary investigation, primary investigation that is not yet well understood. So it will be research. Simple example, an investigation of the role social media in the perception of self-image. Nowadays, social media uh, catch the mind of young people. So what is the role of social media for improve or to lose the self-image? So it is an investigation. So it's preliminary investigation to explore something, to find out something well, which is not yet well understood. Okay, social media are benefited or not. Sometimes it is not benefited. Sometimes it may be benefited. Who decide? Then an investigation must be occurred. Second one is descriptive research. The meaning itself, descriptive, elaborate, to define the characteristic of a particular phenomenon without necessarily investigating the cause that produce it. How the public census of influence differs between urban and non-urban areas. This is descriptive research. Urban area, the thinking of people are different, and in the rural areas, the thinking of peoples are different. Then how the public census influence. This research is descriptive research. If we want to find out something new in marketing, demand and supply, so then which demand is higher, which demand is lower, then it is a descriptive research. Then explanatory research, most common type of research matter, and it is responsible for cause and effect relationship. If demand is higher, supply is much. If demand is lower, supply is low. Nowadays, solar energy is used, vital use of solar energy. Then the solar vehicles, e-vehicles, gradually in demand. So cause and effect relationship occurs in explanatory research. Investigating the behavior of a specific material when under compressive lead. This is a scientific example of a explanatory research, which the behavior of a material when it is under compressive lead. Last one is co-relational research. That means to identify the relationship between two or more variables. If one variable is changed, the effect of that variable on another variable. As per example, the age and the achievement, intellect, IQ, and the achievement. This is a simple example of co-relational research. If the student, the IQ score of the student is higher, then the achievement may be higher. It is not necessary that IQ is higher, achievement is as we predict is higher. But this research said that the effect of one variable on another variable. Now the third one, according to the types of data. First, we discuss according to the purpose, according to the objective. There are three types of research: fundamental, applied, and then action research. Then second one is according to the depth of scope. There are four types of research: exploratory, descriptive, explanatory, and then correlational research. Third phase, according to the types of data collection. There are two types of research: qualitative and quantitative. First, qualitative. The meaning is itself quality. It is based on quality. It is used in social science, in literature, to collect, compare, interpret information. When you read a book of some author, then you read between the lines what the author wants to interpret in this novel, or what the poet wants to convey in this poetry. It is a linguistic base. We have to do the content analysis of that book. You may read the famous book of Jonathan Livingston Seagull. It is a book by Richard Bach. It is a book of a seagull bird, but it is not a book of a bird. It is a book of a human being who wants to fly. So the interpretation between the lines is analyzed by the readers, by the researchers. Then it is qualitative research. Interviews, surveys, records, participant observation. If you want to study one person behavior, then you have to do the case study of that person. You have to observe his or her behavior continuously. Then and then you find out something about that person. This is qualitative research. Content analysis, book analysis, survey, interviews, these all are the examples of qualitative research. Quality is there. Data are not necessary. Bulk of data is not necessary. Data is necessary, but much more data is not necessary. You keep the only one book of Herman Hesse, Siddharth, and then you analyze it. It is a qualitative research. What the author want to say, what the author try to convey the message, what the author give the hints between the lines. These all are qualitative research. In order to use statistical method to validate the result, these all are the procedure evaluated numerically. Qualitative research tends to be subjective, since not all data can be fully controlled. These are the limitations of some qualitative data, because it is biased by the researcher. If I am the fan of Chetan Bhagat, then I think that the novel of Chetan Bhagat is extraordinary. But if I am not a fan of that author, then I think that why should I do? Then I research for that novels ordinarily, not that much hype of that author, I think. So it is a biased. Therefore, this type of research design is better suited for extracting meaning from an event or phenomenon. Why to cause the how. But qualitative research is good, because if we are not biased, then we do the good research in this field. Second one is quantitative. Again, it is the meaning of that research is quantity, numerics, numbers. Quantitative research study delves into a phenomena through quantitative data collection. It is based on data collection. So we know you, the students from engineering branch, mathematical, statistical, computer aided tool, SPSS program and other tools of measurement and analyze data are used to find out the research. This allow generalization. It is based on numerical data, so it is not biased. I think it is not biased because we collected data. If we want to now the election is currently is in recent 2 or 3 months, then if we want to know the opinion poll, then we do quantitative research. How the people think, which party is good, which is not good. So these all are the quantitative research. So first we discuss according to purpose. Second, according to then purpose, then data collection. And now the fourth one is according to the degree of manipulation of variables, experimental research. You people in science do this type of research. So whatever we discuss, you try to remember according to data used, according to depth of scope, and according to purpose. Three we cover: according to purpose, according to objective or according to subject. According to purposes we have discussed, then depth of study, then analyze data. According to purpose, there are three types of research. One is fundamental, second one is applied, third one is action research. According to depth of study, there are four types of research we have discussed. Exploratory, descriptive, explanatory, and correlational research. Then according to the types of data, there are two types of research: quantitative and qualitative. Qualitative based on, it is used, mostly used in literature and social science field, and quantitative based on mathematical and statistical and computer aided tools. Now fourth we discuss according to the degree of manipulation of variables. There are two types of research: experimental and non-experimental research. It is about redesigning a phenomenon whose variables are manipulated under strictly controlled conditions in order to identify or discover its effect on another independent variable or object. Just the urban and rural areas, these two are variables. Then the achievement of students, this is another variable. If we strictly manipulated the control condition to identify or discover the effect of that area on student achievement, then we do the experimental research. We collect the data of students from rural areas and from urban. It is not necessary that the students coming from rural areas are not intellect. No, it is not just I want to say. But what is the effect if the students are living in metropolitan city, in cosmopolitan city? Is there any effect on the achievement of the student study? If the student comes from rural areas, then the background of that student family background effect on his study. You recently you all have watched the movie 12th Fail, and this one is discussed in that movie too. The student coming from the very rural areas, very uh, undeveloped state, and from that rural area he came to Delhi and try to achieve the goal he want to do. And this is a melodramatic film, but we have to do the research. Okay, if there any difference between these two category students, the students coming from rich family and the student coming from poor family, achievement, the ratio of achievement, differ from these two variables? Experimental research. The phenomenon to be studied is measured through study and control groups. One group is study and one is control group. And according to the guideline of the scientific method, we have to conduct the experimental research. Then another one is non-experimental research, in which the control situation is not necessary. It is also known as only observational study. It focuses on the analysis of a phenomenon in its natural context. There is no control condition. Whatever happened, let it happen. No control situation or condition occurred by what I want to say, the researcher. So in natural context, you just observe and find out the result. As such, the researcher does not intervene directly, but limits their involvement to measuring the variables required to the study. In natural phenomenon, in natural context, the research should be done due to only the transparent observation. This research is done. It is often used in descriptive research. We have discussed earlier what is descriptive research. Then third one is quasi-experimental research. In experimental research, there is strictly control condition, but in this type of research, it controls only some variables of the phenomenon under investigation, and therefore it is not entirely experimental research. In experimental research, strictly control condition, but in quasi-experimental research, some limitations are there. Not all the situation is controlled. The study and the focus group cannot be randomly selected, but are chosen from existing groups or population. So in this type of research, data collection is much more important, because we choose the data, what we want to control, what we want to investigate. So it is controlled in this way. This is to ensure the collected data is relevant and what we want. It is our desirable data for our research. So according to the degrees of manipulation of variables, three types of research are there. First one is experimental, total control situation, strictly controlled. Then second one is non-experimental research, no control situation, no control condition posed by researcher. This is non-experimental research. It is only observational in natural context. Whatever happen, let it happen, only to observe. And third one is in some phenomenon, in some aspect, some variables are controlled, in which data collection is much more important because it is our chosen data. So there are three types of research according to the manipulation of variables. Then fifth one, according to the type of inference, deductive, inductive, and hypothetical deductive investigation. There are three types of research. First one is deductive investigation. In this type of research, reality is explained by general laws that point to certain conclusions. Conclusions are expected to be the part of the premises of the research problem and considered correct if the premise is valid and the inductive method is applied correctly. So what is this deductive investigation? Reality explained by general laws. This is the reality that point to certain conclusion. We know the reality and we normally comes on certain conclusion. If it is raining, then the roads are wet. This is simple logic. बारिश गिरती है तो रास्ते भीगेंगे. general law. It is not necessary. The reigning is must. There are another conclusion, but we don't want to knew about it. Conclusions are expected to be the part of that premise of research problem. So it is deductive. Then inductive research. In this type of research, knowledge is generated from an observation to achieve a generalization. It is an inductive research. Knowledge, we know knowledge is power. But in this type of research, from where the knowledge comes, we just say that knowledge, but do we think that actually knowledge is generated? No. You must know the poetry of T.S. Eliot, and it is quoted in Dr. Radhakrishnan University Commission, Dr. Radhakrishnan Commission, that where is knowledge? We have lost it in information. Then where is information? We have lost it in only information. Where is wisdom? First one, Radhakrishnan quoted Eliot that first one is wisdom, then knowledge, and then information. Now in present era, we have only information. Knowledge, nothing. And wisdom, zero. No wisdom. So the process of whatever we study, whatever we find, whatever we research, process is going to information to wisdom. And what we do, the reverse cycle. We do wisdom to information. So it is useless. Why to collect this data in our mind? Why to storage all the data? You know very well that if you fill your device from full of data, then it is hanged. Your computer, your mobile. Then why we feel so much information in our mind, in our brain? It is also hanged. So the information which are necessary for human being, for mankind, then and then it is useful. Otherwise, it is rubbish. So recent era, this is needed. You know the name of that author, that young author Yuval Noah Harari, which is who is very famous, who is futurologist. He said that don't gather so much data, don't gather so much information in your brain. It is useless. You only collect the information which is useful to you, to your country, to your family, to your society. Nothing is permanent in this era. So the discussion is on different way, but I want to share my views that why we study, why we achieve something. Do we get peace from this? Do we get happiness? Just think over it. What is the pursuit of happiness? We ever never know. If we gain something, we are happy, and if we lose it, we are unhappy. So our happiness based on a thing, based on an object which control our mind. I will be the president, I will be the multi-millionaire, I will be this and that and this and that, and we lost our happiness. So it is useless. Now we focus on our today's topic, inductive research. It is based on the collection of specific data to develop new theories. If we want to develop new theories, then we have to collect the particular data for that developing theory. So it is inductive research. Then third one is hypothetical deductive investigation. It is based on observing reality to make a hypothesis. We know in research there are two types, concept and hypothesis. In research, hypothesis is much more important. If this and then this one, that one occurred. If this is occurred, then based on if something new occurred. Maybe some hypotheses are null hypotheses, some are hypothesis may be wrong, but we have to formulate the hypothetical deductive investigation. Last, according to time span, time management, which is carried out, longitudinal study, referred to as diachronic research. It is based on time span. It is monitoring the same event, individual or group, over a defined period of time. Sometimes it takes much more time. Darwin has invented the evolution theory. Then he took more than 40 years to invented evolution theory. So it's a longitudinal study. So every scientific research not occurred in a week, in a day, in a month, in a year. It takes a lot of time. So is longitudinal study. We sometimes we found some solution, some formulas, some principles, some theories, but the work, the efforts behind that research are years, long years. Edison has invented uh, electricity. Do you think that he invented electricity in a week, in a month? So many experiments he has done. And then he cracked that problem. Darwin, Newton, Einstein, the invention, the research made by all this, not only scientists, some psychologists, Paulo, Skinner, Guthrie, so many psychologists, so many educationalists developed something new, and it is a very useful to the humankind. So see, Gandhiji has given नई तालीम, बुनियादी नई तालीम, and Gandhiji once said that it was the greatest gift to my country, my नई तालीम, principle of education. So it's a longitudinal study. So he referred, it took a lot of time. Then cross-sectional study. Cross-sectional research design is used to observe phenomena, an individual or a group or research subject at a given time. Boundary is there. You have to complete the research in 5 years, in 10 years, in 15 years, not more than that. So, compared to longitudinal study, cross-sectional study is done in, I think, in less time. And longitudinal study, there is no time limit. Then, according to the source of information, some historical research are there in which some information is needed. So there are two types of sources, primary and secondary. The fundamental research, some historical research, primary data are useful. So it is defined by the fact that the data is collected directly from the source. That is consists of primary, first-hand information. You see the documentaries, handwritten books. These all are the primary sources. Some sculpture, some portrait, some paintings, if I want to do the research on Leonardo da Vinci's contribution, so the primary research for me is the painting done by Leonardo da Vinci. These are primary sources, and which are saved in Louvre Museum in Paris. These are the primary research. So don't use the replica of that. You find out the original resource. This is primary research, and it is most of it is done in historical types of research. Then secondary research, unlike primary research, secondary research is developed with information from secondary sources. If I want to do the research on Gandhian philosophy, then I met the people who are with Gandhi or whose family person are there with Gandhi at a time. These are the secondary research. The books written by the person who were once a time with them. These are my secondary research. Directly, he or she may not meet Gandhiji, but they have written from the sources. Then these are the secondary source for the researcher, which are generally based on scientific literature, other documentaries. At that time, that movie clippings. If I want to find out, if I want to research on the separation period, then I use the secondary sources of the books like A Train from Pakistan, or the Freedom at Midnight, or the documentaries made at that time. And then I do the research, and these all are my secondary research. And last, according to how the data, because in research, data is important. There are four ways to obtain data. First, from documentary, I earlier discussed. Secondary sources, systematic review. Exist from the existing source, you collect the data for your particular research topic. This is scientific process, and it is commonly used when you reviewed something. Then you use the data from documentary and secondary sources. Then field visit. If you want to know about IIT and IIM, these are the famous institution for management and engineering degrees. Then you visit the institute there, you field visit, and you directly involves which type of atmosphere in that institution, and you found whatever you want to do the research, direct collection of information at the location where the observed phenomenon occurs. If you want to find out something that as I want to say, that when war is happening and you want to research about that, then the place where the war is occurred, you visit that place. You visit the all phenomenon occurred at that age, and this is your field visit. You visit the institute, you visit observatory, you visit some institution. So this is the simple way of collecting the data from laboratory. You science people generally uh, collect data from laboratories. Laboratory research is carried out in a control environment. What you want to study, what you want to invent, it is in researcher hand. It is in controlled environment to isolate a dependent variable and establish his relationship with other variables through scientific methods. You measure heat and temperature and this and that in chemical research, and in physics you also control the situation in your laboratory and then find out something new. This is the data collection from laboratory. And last one, mix method, in which some data collected from documentary, some from field visit, and some from laboratory. So mix research methodology nowadays, mix methodology is used very much because it is not biased. You collect all the data, whatever source you have, you collect from secondary sources, you collect from primary source, you collect from field visit, and you from laboratory research, and all this data collected, and you do the research. So I think most of the research uh, types of research I covered. Once again, I first from first slide I repeat types of research. First, based on objectives, based on purpose. There are three types of research: basic or fundamental, applied, and then action. Second one, applied research, theoretical, scientific approach, STEM field it is used. Second one, according to their scope, four types of research: explanatory, descriptive, explanatory, and correlational. Then how we collect the data, two types of research, qualitative and quantitative. Then according to the degree of manipulation, experimental, non-experimental, quasi. Then type of inference, deductive, inductive, and hypothetical deductive investigation. You use these different types of research in your engineering, in your way of context. I generally use this research in context of all the subject. According to the time, there are two type of research: longitudinal and cross-sectional research. According to the source of information, just I want to tell in historical research, primary source and secondary source. It is used in historical uh, research, and last is about how to, because data is much more important. So four ways to collect the data, and from that data collection you classify the different types of research: documentary based, field visit, laboratory, and mixed method, some case study, some survey method, and so many researches are there. So we use different types of research in our perception related with our topics. I think I covered most of the uh, types of research. If you want to discuss something, we will discuss.
Participants, if you have any questions, you can ask.
Participants, please raise your questions.
Yes. I think my field is teacher education. So most of the examples or most of the discussion I have made according to related with my subject. But I think there is no barrier in subject. Either it is in teacher education or in engineering or in science or whatever subject, and you always be a researcher. We are housewife in our home, and we always do research in our cooking, and different recipes we made. This is also one type of research, I think. And we do new things, and sometimes it is eatable or not eatable, but we do every day, we do new things in our kitchen. So it is also a research. So there is no field in the world in which we don't do any research. But in our study, in our syllabus, we put the topics, types of research. But I think in the world there are so many research continuously doing. Some people is not educated, illiterate people. He or she also do research. Some someone is want to ask something. Uh, Subha Venkat, do you want to ask me something? I think you got my points or not?
Participants, please text if you
Yeah.
have any doubt.
Okay, you may ask.
Uh, I think there is questions, ma'am.
Hmm. What do you want to tell me something?
I think
Rajeshwari
there is
madam.
no question. Yes, ma'am. I think there is no questions.
Okay.
Yes.
No question. Okay. Then
Yes, ma'am.
it is also, there is no question, then it is a question. There is no question. And it is also a one type of research for me. Then why there is no question? Because in some, I always think that in online education system there is no question, because most of the people, I think, don't listen. I think.
Not like that,
Uh,
madam. Some
it's okay. I think I do my duty. Okay. I think there is no question. Then my time is over. Thank you very much for attentively not listening but hearing me. Thank you on behalf of the foundation for giving me the opportunity to deliver a lecture. Though I am a Gujarati person, and I think that you people are much more efficient to speak English, but I do my best. Uh, so thank you one and all. Thank you Sai, Priya madam, and Raji madam for giving me an opportunity to deliver my lecture. Thank you all. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. Yes, a formal vote of thanks from our head of the department, Dr. Amukutsia.
ma'am,
Your
please
mic
unmute.
is, unmute yourself, madam.
Ma'am, unmute, ma'am.
Good afternoon, all. I, Dr. A.
Hmm?
Amukutsia, HOD, Science and Humanities Department, Mohammed SATHAK, AJ College of Engineering, take immense pleasure in delivering this vote of thanks on behalf of the management, principal, and staff members of Mohammed SATHAK, AJ College of Engineering. First, I would like to thank Jayashri ma'am, today's resource person, who gave us informations about research, types of research and types of data and many more things. It was highly informative, ma'am. Thank you very much for accepting our invitation and enlightening us on this topic, ma'am. Thank you. And also I take this opportunity to thank all our resource person who traveled along with us for the past 7 days. They were from various institutions. They gave speeches on different topics. It was very informative and useful. So I take this opportunity to welcome all our resource persons. Thank you all. And also I would like to thank all the participants who showed great interest on this FDP. Thank you all, and also I expect the same support in our future endeavors. Thank you all. And my sincere thanks to my co-conveners, and staff members who made this FDP a grand success. Thank you, staff members. And last but not the least, our technical team who stood by us all these 8 days in transmitting this in YouTube, Mr. Hamid sir and Mr. Hashir sir. Thank you very much, sir. Once again, I thank each and everyone who made this FDP a grand success. Thank you all. Have a nice day.
Thank you all. Have a nice day to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you,
We
ma'am.
can leave the meeting. Priya ma'am,
I
Sai Priya
request all
ma'am.
the participants to fill the feedback form which has been put in the chat box.
Please unmute yourself for the photo. Please unmute yourself for the photo session.
Should I leave, ma'am?
Yes, madam. Let us take our photo. Thanks. Participants, please fill the feedback link which is available in the chat box. Participants, you will receive your certificate as soon as possible. Thank you all.